The NES has seen some excellent RPG action in the mid-80s. Games that will live on in nerd lore for generations and are the subject of a quirky t-shirt at conventions, often involving pseudo-threats of going Zelda on you. Then there are the games that end up collecting dust in the corner of your closet, never to see the light of day again, until you decide to clean it out, sell it to a game store, and part ways permanently. Until, of course, some poor schmuck who doesn't know any better picks it up, hoping for a piece of old-school 8-bit history. In this case, the poor schmuck is me, and the game is Hydlide, developed and published by T&E Soft in 1984 for the NES. Some of my younger viewers may ask, well, what exactly is Hydlide? In a nutshell, Hydlide is a small percentage of what Zelda did so well to accomplish in its lo-fi fantasy gaming spectacle that earns high marks to this day. You will control Jim, a typical hero with a not-so-typical hero name, as he does what else but rescue the Princess Anne from an evil entity known as Boralis, who has transformed her into 3 fairies. On top of that, a magical jewel has been stolen from the royal palace, allowing evil monsters to roam Fairyland. So it's up to Jim to use his crappy fighting skills and slow leveling to defeat the hordes of Zelda monster rejects. But how crappy is Jim at fighting, you ask? You start off with a tiny amount of health, and the only way to increase it is to fight the monsters, obviously, but the way you do it is painful, as you must hold down the A button as your enemies are moving away from you, all the while listening to a poorly copied rendition of the theme to Raiders of the Lost Ark. It seems to me like Hydlide is an 8-bit predecessor to games like Dark Souls, not at all in terms of production value, but in terms of difficulty. Jim's technique of charging at his enemies, without question, will get you killed a lot. He also has magic attacks that can decimate enemies, but those skills won't come unless you gain enough experience from fighting, which frankly takes more time than necessary. All in all, defeating enemies isn't very rewarding, excluding the small amount of XP you receive. You'll also notice that if you emerge from a battle badly beaten but still alive, you may die in a few seconds. One saving grace from all the unnecessary death, however, is a save feature, available in an easy-to-swallow password. Hydlide also has received negative press due to its graphics. Now given this is the 8-bit age we are still talking about, and this is one of the first console RPGs ever, but man, when I actually need the description of the monster I'm fighting, I know I'm not looking at good production value. Hydlide is a forgettable game, and although I know the producers tried to do well to put out a good dungeon-crawling RPG, I also know why you'll often be met with a blank stare or ridicule when you bring up Hydlide in serious gaming conversation. Here's to the black sheep of console RPGs. May someone else give you chance after chance before being cast away into the pits of old-school video game purgatory.